This is Hayes Q Jones, your DVD and Blu-ray baller on a budget. And this is HQ Videos for you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please like, share, subscribe. If you're a current subscriber, you're greatly appreciated. Come on in, make yourself at home. Right here, I'm actually fixing our Thanksgiving Day chili. We somewhat not so traditional when it comes to Thanksgiving. So my wife likes chili, I like chili, and this is actually vegan chili, so it's actually no real meat. But before I get into what I picked up at Black Friday, I went to Black Friday this year, hit up Best Buy, Walmart, and Big Lots. Before I get into that video, not only do I collect movies, yes, I'm one of these crazy individuals. I actually watch them, I actually like discussing them. And on a weekly basis, I like to share with you some of the things that I watch. But before I even get to that, a quick aside, very interesting conversation I had with my son probably a few weeks ago about the movie Fight Club that we watched a couple months ago. And he was like, yeah, Dad, I thought a real interesting thing in the movie. He's taking English and I guess he's finding out metaphors and everything. It was like, yeah, the soap in Fight Club was a metaphor for the main character, Ed Norton's characters, to clean up society of all its materialistic ways. And I never honestly thought about that. I was like, that's deep, my brother. That's very deep. Just a quick aside, I thought that was very interesting. So if you have any thoughts about different movies and your interpretation of them, feel free to share. Now, what I start this week off, I'm going to start out with a classic. This is The Great Escape, a 1963 classic directed by John Sturges, based on the book by Paul Brickhill, starring the King of Cool, Steve McQueen, James Gardner, you might know him from the Rockford Files if you can go back that far, Charles Bronson from the Death Wish movies, Donald Pleasance, James Coburn, the Big Cowboy. It takes place with these Americans and English soldiers in a German POW, and it basically revolves around them trying to escape and what they go through. A lot of different emotions. There's drama, it's thrilling, it's a little comedy in there. It's that gives you a feeling, I guess, of expectation and also sorrow at the same time. So, never watched this before. It's a classic, very long movie. It's almost three hours long, but very good movie. The Great Escape. My next movie is something I actually picked up from Hamilton book, Applesauce, a 2015 film directed by and also written and starring Honor Tuchel, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Also Max Cassell, Trista Kelly Dunn, Jennifer, I believe it's Prediger, and Zazie Beetz. You might know Zazie Beetz from Deathpool 2 and also Atlanta. Very interesting premise. The premise revolves around what's the worst thing you've ever done and you've never told anyone. And it just kind of evolves from there. First 15-20 minutes, it seems a little uneventful, but it really starts to weave a story within a story within a story. So, very interesting movie. It almost looks kind of like in a play form. So, not a big budget, low budget indie film though, but very interesting. It's a dark comedy. It's a very interesting dark comedy, Applesauce. My next pick actually was inspired by my son. He's actually reading this book in his English class, his 8th grade English class. It's called The Giver. This is a 2014 dystopian drama film directed by Philip Noyce. It was based on a novel, a 1993 novel by Lewis Lowry. It stars Bruton Thwaites, I believe I should pronounce the name Thwaites. Never heard of the kid. Jeff Bridges, the Bridges brothers, the famous Meryl Streep, Taylor Swift, which I didn't realize she was in it till I actually looked in read the credits, Katie Holmes, and Alexander Skarsgård of the Skarsgård brothers. And this takes place in the future where the past is kept basically by one person. He's called the Giver, and every so many generations they choose a receiver to pass on the history and some of the things that I guess are not allowed in society. Emotions are not allowed. Everything's very logical. And don't want to get too much to spoil the plot. Very interesting movie. My son is just trying to realize how different novels and movies are. So he was a little disappointed because it wasn't like the novel, but I actually liked the movie, The Giver. And my last pick, which I thought I might actually see in the theater, but I didn't realize it was actually available at home. So I love watching movies at home, especially with the family. This is the October 2022 release, Black Adam, starring the one and only Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, Aldous Hodge, Sarah Shahai, Marwan Kenzari, and Pierce Bronson. Directed by, I'm not familiar with this guy. Is it Jaum or Jacum? Colette Sarah? Really not a big comic book head, so I didn't know the backstory of Black Adam. But I know it's related to, it's just Shazam, Captain Marvel. There's actually another YouTuber who is a big comic book head, so he kind of gives a big history of it, though. Your World, Harvey from Your World. But fantastic backstory, a lot of action, actually more action than in your typical DC movie. It almost seemed like a Marvel movie. Actually had some of corresponding characters that the Marvel Universe has, though. But very good movie, great action. Looking forward to seeing Black Adam possibly in the DC Universe in the future. I think that would definitely help them boost their sales. So that's what I watched for the week. Now, without further ado, sit back, relax, have a drink, have a smoke, and I'll catch you on the other end of this video. And you can enjoy some of this chili that I made. It was delicious. Even my wife agreed. We are at Black Friday, a little after 6 in the morning at Wally World. See if they actually have a couple movies. I saw a couple that I might be interested in. Actually 4K, so see what other goodies they might have in here. Where are you going? Okay. We're back at the Black Cave. Back at the Black Cave. We're back at the motherfucking Black Cave. Not a whole lot at this Black Friday, as you can see from the video, but they pick up a couple things. So let me get these scanned in, and we'll go over what I picked up at Black Friday, as well as some things I've picked up along the way. Amazon, eBay, you know the deal. Give me just a minute, get these scanned in. As I mentioned, the Dollar Tree, the Black Friday this year was a little underwhelming. This is what I picked up at Black Fridays at Walmart. This is what I picked up at Black Fridays at Big Lots. But I did get something at Best Buy, believe it or not. I didn't expect to. One of my favorite 80s movies possibly ever, Goonies. It's only 4 movies I really wanted to get in 4K. One was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, which I got. It's Goonies. Also Close Encounters and probably Malcolm X. But $10, not too bad. Actually watched it. Sounds phenomenal. Looks fantastic. Very sharp, crisp picture. Steven Spielberg's this Donner picture, the Goonies, with the code here. And if you hear that, that's my son doing dishes in the background. Speaking of my son, he actually is a big fan of Dexter. This is the final season of Dexter New Blood. Unless they come up with another season, which I guess he possibly could. Get this open here. And this was actually not bad. $14, I believe. It's also $14 at Amazon. I don't know if it's still at that price, though. But you have this 1, 2, 3, and very nice artwork on the back. And the slip cover. So this is what I got on Black Friday. But I do have some other things I've been picking up here and there. We have the classic disaster film, Steve McQueen, Paul Newman, William Holden, Faye Dunaway, Irwin Allen's The Towering Inferno. Very interesting dynamic between Paul Newman and Steve McQueen. You have 2 pretty much leading men in the same movie, so that's pretty interesting. Oh, Fred Astaire, forgot about him. Richard Chamberlain, The Juice, of course, OJ, Robert Wagner. So if you've never seen this, one of the best disaster films, one of the classic disaster films, Towering Inferno. And who is this? This is 20th Century Fox. Oh, by the way, of course, that's Warner Brothers. And
Showtime, Paramount. Okay. Next we have another classic here, Clockers. Don't know if any of these guys ever went to do anything. I'm sure they probably on some movies. I've seen him before. I don't know if he's still acting or not. It's a Paramount picture, Nickelodeon. Clock Stoppers is movie about time manipulation. I'll put it that way, not to give any spoilers away. Cute picture. Clockers, Clock Stoppers. My next one, this is a sci-fi thriller, not a lot of action, but sci-fi. You have Danny McPherson, Kellen Lutz, Israel Lucas, Osiris Child. This is an RLJ release. You see a lot of RLJ releases at Dollar Tree. I think I actually got the DVD at Dollar Tree. Osiris Child. Next, we have a double feature, and I ordered this from eBay. The Flintstones and Viva Rock Vegas. What I hate though, they changed John Goodman. They changed both of John Goodman and Rick Moranis, I believe. They changed the whole cast, which really sucks. I hate for sequels, so you had basically have a whole new cast trying to pretend they're the cast from the first movie. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I've seen this or not. I know I've seen this one. One of them has Halle Berry in it. I think it's this one. And very nice artwork on the back. Yabba Dabba Doo. The Flintstones and the Flintstones Viva Rock Vegas. This is an import, of course, but it's a universal release. Next, this is a 90s classic. Kathy Ireland, Jason Bateman, Hector Elizondo, Robert Loggia, and Sinbad, who's actually recovering from a stroke, so I hope that brother is okay. And Scott Bakula. Was that from Quantum Leap, I believe? And also Heroes, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. This is a fun football picture, college football picture. Necessary Roughness, Paramount release. Next, we have Don Knotts. Loved him in Mayberry. He was hilarious. Loved him in Three's Company as Mr. Furley. So, very funny dude. May he rest in peace, Don Knotts. And a five-film collection. This is a short release. You have The Ghost of Mr. Chicken, The Reluctant Astronaut, which I haven't seen. Shake His Gun in the West, I think I've seen that. The Love God, I haven't seen that. And How to Frame a Fig, I think I might have seen that also. It's been a while though. You have this one with The Ghost of Mr. Chicken, The Reluctant Astronaut, Reluctant. The Shake His Gun in the West, The Love God. And the last disc, How to Frame a Fig. Of course, Shout Factory usually has a decent artwork there. And of course, you have the very nice slipcover for you slipcover Nazis out there. Don Knotts five-film collection. And for my 3D pick for the week, this is a Kino Lorber classic, Revenge of the Shogun Women in 3D. Haven't seen this, but so far all the Kino Lorber 3Ds have been pretty on point, so I can't complain. Very nice restorations on older pictures, 1977 release. Some martial arts one. They actually have the old school red and blue glasses, but they also have the real 3D from the 3D Film Archive. Revenge of the Shogun Women. And lastly, my classic pick for the week, we have the legendary Richard Pryor, Harvey Keitel, and Yaphet Kotto, Blue collar. And you hear Richard Pryor, you would think it's a comedy, but it's really not. It's actually a drama. One of Richard Pryor's rare dramatic roles. He's actually another one that hit with Billy D. I can't think of Billy D's last name. But blue collar, Kino Lorber classic. But these are my Billy D. Williams. Okay, thank you. A little brain fart there. These are my Friday pickups along with some other stuff. Give me a moment. Let me get these out of the plastic and get you good people on your way. Hold on. I have everything scanned into my CLZ Movies app. The C is in Charlie, L is in Lima, Z is in Zebra. Only thing that did not scan in, the Flintstones and Viva La Rock, Viva Las Vegas, Viva Rock Vegas. All right, let's finish this up. I have everything scanned in, ready to be put back in its proper place. As usual, I appreciate each and every one of you that hung in here for the video. If you're not a subscriber yet, subscribe, like, share, smash the like button, give me the big thumbs up. Other than that, may the best of your past be the worst of your future. Everyone be careful. Everyone be safe. Deuces.